Gibran said that the deeper sorrow carves into you, the more joy you can contain. Or like Nietzsche said, you must have chaos within you to give birth to a dancing star. But somewhere between philosophy and the feed, we've forgotten that they are describing something that happens in private. Let's say you have a wound. Maybe it's a man-child who couldn't love you right, or maybe it's your inner child who is beaten and shamed into perfection. So the algorithm says, make art from it, heal out loud, turn it into a reel, or better yet, even a business. And so you monetize your pain, you create the aesthetic of your own collapse. People relate, you get the dopamine hit of being witnessed, but then you wake up the next day and the wound is still there. Because you cannot make art out of a wound that is still bleeding. The wound has to close first. Gibran didn't say post your sorrow, he said sorrow carves you, and carving is violent and slow. Nietzsche said give birth, he didn't say post, and birth is something that happens in the dark, screaming and alone. I gave birth in my room, I know what the verb costs. Real transmutation is unsexy, it doesn't trend. It happens on the floor, pleading to a lord that you have forgotten for decades. It happens when you stop trying to be understood and start trying to understand yourself. But you keep the wound open on purpose, because without it, who would you be when hurt is the only currency that you've trusted? And let's be real, an open wound bleeding gets more flowers than a healed one. The work happens in the dark, when you're all alone in your room after the bleeding has stopped, when the audience goes home, when there's no one applauding you, and the only thing left is you alone with your tears and a notebook. That is where the real artist is born. Not from the wound, but from the silence after it closes.